I don't know how to say this, Reverend, but I'm just not sure anyone on the school board would believe that Miss Margot was trying to pick up a father of two of our students. Maybe you've just misinterpreted something our Miss Margot said.
I don't think so.
Sometimes men do. You know how it is with men your age.
No, I don't. How is it?
Well, sometimes they misinterpret things. A young woman being kind to them, they think it's something else.
She wasn't just being kind. She's attracted to me. I admit I'm a little older than she is, but maybe she has a thing for older men or for men in my profession. You'd be surprised how often that happens.
I am sorry. I don't know why this tickles me so. Look, maybe you're just tired. I know Annie's out of town. Just go home, get some rest. You don't want to accuse anyone of anything without proof. And Miss Margot has been with us now 3 years, and she is very well liked by our students.
Well, fine. But I know what I saw, okay? And I don't think I want my sons in her classroom. I'd like to change them over to another class.
Why don't we just get some rest and then see how we feel about it? What is it? Why don't we get some rest? I wasn't suggesting that you and I get some rest together. No,
Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake, a Seventh Heaven podcast. This is episode 1103, titled A Pain in the Neck, and we are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, no.
I have the giggles. Do you?
All the giggles. I'm going to say right off the bat that this episode was very triggering for me.
Yeah, and that... dude, that whole thing also after the clip, this clip that you just played, it felt so over the top in the end, though.
Oh, interesting.
Like, oh, I didn't suggest you and me rest. And I was like, okay, why is this necessary?
Well, but see, this is why I don't know if I'm like applauding the show or not.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, like, this is what it's like to be a woman in 2019 America.
True. Yeah,
like,
this is true.
Like, I know that, like, I don't even think it's supposed to be playing for laughs. Like,
no.
He's coming to a figure of authority in the school with a legitimate grievance about how a teacher has acted towards him.
Yeah.
And he's being dismissed out of hand, being told that he's making it up, that he's reading too much into it, that he's like, you know, a man of a certain age, so he's crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, all shit that as women, like, we know all too well.
Yep.
How this goes.
I know. Yeah.
And it was like, I mean, I'm in a way, and I'm hesitant to give the show credit for this because I don't know if Brenda Hampton, especially in 2006, was like, ooh, I'm going to make a statement about this and have the tables be turned and, like, you know, have the audience like know what's up and it's about a man and like see how it feels when he's like being dismissed or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how much like feminism went into this scene necessarily.
I know.
But all the same, it's like super poignant to be watching it today.
Yeah.
And to feel all the feels and to like have it resonate in such a like important way, you know?
I will admit that I did love how it played out in the beginning, to hear all the excuses she's coming up with to cover Miss Morgan, right? Her name Margot. Margot's ass, basically. It's all in your head, you're delusional, like one after the other. I was like, okay, I'm liking this.
She's been with us for quite some time. She has such good standing in the school with us, or whatever, position of power, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's fucking like blood boiling for me.
Yeah.
Like thinking about it and like thinking like I can totally put myself in Eric's shoes to where I'm just like, holy shit. Like he can't, like he's telling her what happened.
Yeah.
And she's like literally laughing him out of the room.
Yep.
Like what?
Yeah. And I'm still confused about when we get to it. I'm still confused when the principal goes up to Margot after he gives them shit for it.
Yeah. And
yeah,
which we'll talk about. But yeah, it's almost like she's not, what is she going to get? Like a slap on the hand?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, is this important? Like, are you going to make a change right now? Or are you actually listening? Or was this, again, another like pat on the back, kind of like, oh man, I know what you're talking about now.
It's just, I don't know. It's really like, oof.
Yeah, I still don't know what that, yeah.
So let's unpack it since we're talking about the storyline. Like we might as well. Eric goes to the school to pick up the boys or something. He shows up at the school like in the middle of the day. Maybe they like forgot their lunches. I don't quite remember.
Yeah,
I don't know
either.
that it's really relevant because she comes out into the hallway. Miss Margot comes out into the hallway and like meets him out there, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and. Oh, I know what it is. She's telling him that the kids are having trouble staying awake today.
Oh, yeah.
Because they stayed up all night last night.
Because of Happy.
Because they were camping and Happy got lost and they stayed up all night looking for her. And so she's showing concern. She's like, oh, like, why aren't the kids sleeping kind of thing, whatever. And he's like, yeah, we camped. My wife's out of town, whatever. And she fully, I mean, the balls on this bitch.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I can't even... I don't understand. Like, you've already said what you said to him in the last episode about how, like, he's hot and how you're going to change churches and shit or whatever because he's a very attractive man. And then you pull this shit.
It seems to me you are having a very difficult time taking care of your two little boys while their mommy is away. Oh, what's wrong?
Oh, I pulled something. Are you implying that I can't take care of my own children?
No, not at all. I'm implying that maybe you need some help with your children, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, I hope.
I'm offering to help. Me helping you. Maybe we could have dinner together, the four of us. You, me, Sam, David.
I do know what you mean, and no.
Then afterwards we could help them with their homework. Then they could go to bed and we could...
No, definitely not.
I'm sorry. I've never done this before, but I find myself very attracted to you. Maybe I should come in for some professional counseling.
Yeah, I think professional counseling might be a good idea. I'd be happy to recommend someone to you.
I left a lesson plan in my car. Do you care to walk me to the parking lot?
No, thanks.
Oh, that's too bad.
Ew.
Like, she's not hearing anything.
She's just, I mean, imagine, I'm saying imagine, like we can't already imagine it in all the fucking Me Too stories we hear all day long, but like imagine being in this position where I'm not necessarily saying that she's got like a position of power over him per se, right? But there is an imbalance of power structure in this between these two people because like, you know, she is his kid's teacher. And so, you know, there's a sense of like, you got to sort of stay on her good side because for fear of she'll retaliate against the twins maybe or whatever, you know, like it's not exactly like a sexist type of thing. It's more just like this like imbalance in the position that both people hold or whatever. Right. And so imagine being in Miss Margot's position and trying to like influence Eric and like making it about the kids. Like, oh, like your wife's out of town. Like, let me help you with the kids. Like, I can be there for you and whatever. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. She created this fantasy so quickly. I'll take care of the kids with you. We'll have dinner. Then they can go off to bed. Honey, this isn't your life. Go find one. This isn't yours.
Right.
These aren't your kids.
It's really, it was like, again, blood boiling.
Yeah.
I'm like watching this happen, and you can see Eric grow increasingly uncomfortable. And again, it's like he's telling her no 50 different ways to Sunday, and it's like she's just not hearing it. How many more ways can he be like, no, I get what you're saying, no, I'm not interested, no, Jesus.
And he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, just by looking at her, like
fucking like within an inch of his face, she's like touching him and shit, like
straight up like Rose.
Oh God.
But like psychotic. like this one's like frightening.
Yeah, no, this is not even really much like Rose, because Rose was a victim of her own, like, you know, need for love and shit.
No. What I mean is, wouldn't hear what Simon was saying. Exactly. This woman not hearing what Eric has to say because she's going to try to make that shit happen.
Yeah.
But seriously, those kids are not your kids.
I know.
She's just so frightening in all levels.
It's creepy. And so then, of course, he goes and tells the principal, and we heard how that went. And
mocking him.
Yeah, totally making him feel like an idiot. I think the only bone of contention I have with what Eric tells that the principal is he's trying to get the principal to believe that Miss Margot is attracted to him.
Yeah,
because he uses those words like, she's attracted to me.
Yeah,
and I think like it's just a bad choice of words there. Like on Brenda's part, or we can, you know, if we like suspend our disbelief on Eric's part, like, because it's not even that she's attracted to him. Either way, she's hitting on him, and that's the problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the problem is her forwardness and her insinuations, not whether or not she's actually attracted to him, which she probably is, but that's beside the point, you know?
So I wonder, like, if, makes me wonder then, like, what would be your choice of words? Like, proposition me.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would try to not try, but like I would tell the principal, like, she came on to me.
Yeah.
She tried to like come into my bed or whatever, you know, like not, because it's not really about the attraction. You know what I mean? The attraction isn't necessarily the inappropriate thing here. You know what I mean? It's inappropriate, not, but like morally, not so much as like ethically and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think, but again, because he's just trying to get the point across to the principal, like, it's not necessarily like gonna make or break the conversation. It's just like, it's maybe just not the best choice of words.
Interesting.
Something that stood out to me, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then the principal like laughs him out of the room, and then through a series of circumstances, which we'll get into when we talk about Lucy and all them, but he sort of like decides that he's not going to stand for this kind of bullshit anymore, and like really decides to like take his life by the reins and like own the shit out of like every decision he gets to make, and make every call he wants to make and whatever. And so he shows back up at the school and fucking like rips
a new
this fucking group of teachers, especially Miss Margot and the principal.
Yeah.
A fucking new one, dude.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I have never loved Eric more than in this moment when he's just like laying it all on the floor, man.
Yeah.
Like,
in front of everybody, has no shame.
oh yeah. And he wants the audience.
Yeah.
Like, because he calls Margot out, but then he's like, no. None of you go anywhere though right now, because every one of you needs to hear this.
You know, I pay taxes that pay for teachers and other public servants, and you know, I'm tired of having people who, you know, actually work for me acting as if their lack of morality doesn't affect anybody else. Your lack of morals, Miss Margot, affects everyone else. Look at you. Look at all of you. You work hard. You do a good job. You put up with ridiculous parents who don't teach their children right from wrong, and in turn, those children are so horrible in the classroom that teaching becomes a burden instead of a joy. And all the while, you hang in there and you do the best you can, and gosh, you barely scrape by financially, and you do without because you're dedicated to teaching. And then somebody like Ms. Margot comes along, or worse, a teacher comes along who doesn't just flirt with a parent. No. They flirt with a student, or they seduce a student. A student. The very person they're supposed to be teaching. Well, teaching what? That nothing matters. So I'm not waiting around for the situation with Miss Margot to get worse. It's not okay for my sons to be educated by a woman who has problems. I think they're serious problems, and who shouldn't be teaching. You shouldn't be teaching. You're not good enough to be in this group. You're certainly not good enough to be Sam's and David's teacher. They're my children. And like most parents, I care about my children. Maybe you think I'm just a crazy old man. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care about anything. So, bye, Ms. Margot. Bye, Ms. Fitzhenry. I'm out of here. I'm out of this wacky world of education where the lousy, immoral teachers are protected at the expense of all the other teachers. I'm not waiting days or weeks or months to find the right teacher for my sons.
Mm-hmm. Replace the wacky world of education with the government, with the entertainment industry, with any, just pick something out of a hat.
Exactly.
And replace it. And this same fucking shit is poignant, salient, matters, needs to be heard, needs to be said over and over and over again.
And I do like that it's in front of an audience. It's many people. And it just makes it into a really awkward environment that brings everything to light, right? So everybody knows, oh, Miss Margot hit on this guy. Is she a problem? Yeah, they don't have proof or anything, but now it's it's an open discussion, right?
That's right.
With all these employees or whatever, with all these teachers.
Right. And
I wish we saw that.
The aftermath with Margot herself.
Yeah.
Well, see, but I know.
Just a little bit, or maybe I will. Maybe in a couple episodes. I don't know.
Maybe. But the truth is probably not. I mean, this is happening right here, right now. So it's not like in the next episode they're going to come back to this exact moment or whatever.
Why? They did that in season 10.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I actually don't even think it matters, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing that I have 2 points. So I'll make this point first. We have this tendency to when something bad happens, right, to try to break down or get inside the mind of the criminal or the crazy person or the perpetrator of these heinous acts as a way of coping, right? Because as human beings, we need to put order into what happens so that we can make sense of it and process it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when something bad like this happens, we need to sort of go why? Why did Margot do this?
Yeah.
But ultimately, what we have to understand, as a society and as humans and whatever, in order to move forward and stop shit like this from continuing to happen, is it doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
What matters is that it happened.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do about it?
True.
Eric did what he could and what he had to do, which is speak up, try to say something to somebody in a position of power, try to get the problem rectified. And if that's not going to work, then extricate yourself from the situation and shout it from the fucking rooftops so that the whole world knows.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. The whole world needs to fucking know.
Yeah.
So that we can, and we need to know as a society that if I'm going to be a perpetrator of some sort of bullshit, the world's going to know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That it's not going to be covered up, that it's not going to be okay, that someone's going to speak out about it and you're not going to get away with it,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they, for what this is, and again, in the context of 2006, which this was not even a conversation in 2006 on the grand scale. I'm really kind of surprised. Not that it wasn't happening back then, obviously, but I'm saying societally, culturally, it's not as forefront of everyone's mind as it is today in 2019.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Although maybe it wasn't. I just was too young. I don't know. But
yeah, it's true. Right? It's all those things
it's hard
think
to know.
about.
I mean, like
not...
15 years removed, like lots of things are like blurry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But regardless, like I think this is everything that needed to happen, which is like a public shouting from the rooftops of this is not okay, and whatever. The other thing that I wanted to say about this is like, what makes art so special and important is its ability to help. I'm choosing my words very carefully, so I apologize for the pauses, audience. But it's the ability for art to shine a light on something in a way that helps an audience like understand it and process it with a level of like removal from it.
Yeah.
Where you can watch this and feel all the feelings, like all the triggering and all this like anger and everything, and yet know that it's just happening on the screen and it's like, and it's okay, but understand that like it's just an example really of a larger issue that's really happening or whatever. Yeah. And I think that like, especially television these days, because it's so like the prevalent form of entertainment, like it's it's the golden age of TV or whatever. Like I think it's so important for television shows that are trying to like be good, not like your frivolous bullshit TV, but like real like art television, to have stories like this, to keep reminding the audience that this kind of shit is how it goes down.
Yeah.
And this is real reactions to real accusations and real responses to real heinous acts of like ethical, boundary crossing or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm just like really like proud of this episode, frankly, or at least this storyline,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like, as triggering as it was, like triggering in that way that like, I'm like, finally, like it was cool to see it and to give a voice to it or shine a light on it or whatever, and because I love a good like gimmick concept thing, to have the tables turn or like the script flipped a little bit and have it male female thing made it even like cooler for me, but
I'm surprised Miss Margot's still around. I wasn't expecting to see this character. Do you get what I mean?
Oh yeah, to see her again after the last episode. Yeah, me too.
With this show,
when I saw her name come up in the credit, like in the cold open or whatever, I was like, oh shit, okay, that's interesting.
You're like, why?
Oh, we'll see. I don't actually know if she's gonna be in the whole season or what like the deal is with her. No. Like, is this gonna be like another T-Bone scenario where she's just gonna keep popping up all season long? I don't know. Certainly, given the fact that Eric has now pulled his kids out of school, like that's probably gonna come back around, right? Like the whole school aspect of it all, because like what's gonna happen to the kids? Like where else are they gonna go?
Yeah, and looking forward to seeing Annie.
I know
her reaction to that.
She was like absent from this episode, which has like never happened, that she's missed an entire episode, not even like on a phone call or anything.
I know.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Huh.
I can't remember. Maybe like one time when she was in Arizona visiting her dad or something, but but even then, like she would make a phone call or something. Like it's weird not having her on the screen.
It's true.
But yeah, I don't know. Those are my very long-winded thoughts.
They were nice long-winded thoughts. I like them.
Well, thank you. I don't know. And this is one, again, listeners, like I implore you guys to like reach out, because I can only imagine watching this happen in real time, like in 2006 when it aired in October or whatever. Like what went through your mind? Like what did it hit home like it's doing right now, like in 2019? Did it like, what did it mean back then, you know? Or was it just another episode and another like thing that they dealt with? Because this show, let's not forget, was a show of dealing with things, you know what I mean? And maybe this was just another drop in that bucket. Who knows?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But okay, I'm done. I'm not going to keep harping on it. I've said what I had to say. What am I, Lucy?
Yep.
Do you have any other stray observations about this storyline?
No, I was digging the entire thing. I like how it all played out. I enjoyed it. I like that Margot is really good at not taking no for an answer, or completely she's just missing it, like it's going over her head. Mm-hmm. So again, watching it being played out was fun, but also like I wanted to throw up.
Yeah.
You know, it was just repulsive. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And you're like, get it away. But it was good. Like, that's why I got all the feels, like you said, triggering.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
You're like, this bitch.
Fucking
then with the dean, you're like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
So funny, because as you were talking, I was like, it occurred to me, and I'm positing this like a question, I want to talk about it. I don't know. So when she leaves Eric to go to her car to pick up a lesson plan or whatever, right?
Yeah.
She runs into our good friend Ben, who's visiting this week, and who went to the school with Eric. So he's there in the parking lot as she comes through, and of course he sees a pretty girl, so he's all over it.
He's like, oh, hey, babe.
And he starts like, you know, chatting her up and stuff. And she's not having it. She is not interested whatsoever. She like fucks with him a little bit. She's like, oh yeah, you know, whatever. Like, yeah, you want to like help me and stuff. And she's like, I'm not interested, bye, kind of thing. And like leaves him like high and dry or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering I'm wondering what the purpose of that was.
I don't know either.
Like, because one read of that scene, right, is just a funny moment to maybe like cleanse the palate a little bit from this thing that just happened with Eric. Funny moment of comedic relief with Ben being Ben and failing with women as he always does, kind of thing. The other read would be to highlight to the audience that, oh, she's not just a horn dog who's gonna fuck anybody. She's really into Eric.
Yeah. So what?
Right. Yeah.
So what?
Like,
I thought
I don't need that as an audience member.
I like Ben. Give him another scene.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the episode.
No, what I mean is, it's why this kind of scene with Margot.
Yeah, and especially like literally right after the scene with Eric, like it's almost like a tracking shot of her walking outside, you know, and coming across Ben. Like, it's I can't believe, like, I have to believe that it was more significant than just comedic relief with Ben. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then again, maybe we're giving the show too much credit, as we like tend to do, because here we are as humans trying to put a reason behind something to process it and make sense of it, right? Like, I don't know. Or maybe it serves both purposes. Like, who knows, right? Like, maybe Brenda's like, oh, we get a funny Ben moment, and the audience gets that extra hint of like, oh, so she's not just like gonna fuck anybody. It's like basically really, really about Eric, which then helps for the audience anyway. When Eric's like talking to the principal and saying like, she's attracted to me, like, believe me, the audience is like, oh no, I guess she really is, because I mean, she could have had Ben and she didn't take it. You know what I mean? Maybe
they had to really solidify it for the audience.
Well, but you got to remember, like, this is 2006 audiences. Like, TV was a different landscape back then. You know, people watched TV differently. Audiences were different. Like, it was a whole different thing. And this is a family show, so you know they've always been a little more heavy-handed with certain things.
True,
because their audience is like teenagers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't know. We weren't watching it then.
Yeah, no. In 2006, we were in college. Or we had just graduated from high school or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know. Oh, no. In the fall of 2006, I was like...
Oh, fall of... Oh,
I was a sophomore in college in the fall of 2006.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, shit.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh, we old.
I know.
Yeah, there's no way this was on my radar.
no at all.
Like, it was one thing for it to be, like, knowing about it in high school and stuff.
Sure. But yeah, in college, I probably, if you had asked me then, I would have said like it's still on. Like what?
Now when I think about it, how do most college students survive with this golden age of television?
Yeah, like how did anybody, or how? Wait, what are you saying?
I'm trying to say it's okay. It's nice to have background noise, but when there's such great television out, how do you not? How are you not?
How do you like focus and study and
Hell
stuff?
yeah.
yeah.
How?
I know.
Why?
But it's a weird thing. I mean, when I was in college, like, sure, granted, it wasn't the golden age of television, but I certainly watched a lot of television. Whatever was on back then, I was watching.
Grey's Anatomy.
I still watch that. And so you just kind of like. You don't,
Yeah.
I don't know. At least for me, like I wasn't like glued to TV in college. Like
I wasn't either.
It was just something that was there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it would be like when I should be studying, I'd be watching TV, but
Yeah.
pretty much like finals and midterms, like you're studying, like fuck TV kind of thing,
Yeah. But I'm just, again,
know.
but because there's so much like old shit and new available for streaming all day.
Exactly. Streaming especially changed the game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because back in 2006, nobody was streaming anything. There was no Netflix, there was no Hulu, whatever. But like, yeah, like streaming changed. I mean, your laptop now is not only your lifeline for school, but it's also like the gateway to like the world. Like how are you not constantly distracted by everything?
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Let's all go back to school.
Ugh, no, I'm done. Although my dream retirement scenario, if I'm ever able to retire, is just to go and audit college courses.
Oh, that would be so much
fun. Just like sit in the back and like learn something. You know?
I've always wanted to. Even now, like I've always wanted.
I know,
I'm like,
right?
Let me just go sit in a class, please.
And because
not take a test.
Oh yeah, no tests. I just want to learn.
I just want to learn. I don't want to
learn. No pressure.
I don't need that anxiety.
Because I remember when I was in school, like you'd see these like older gentlemen or women like way in the back with their little newspapers, and they would like with their coffees, and they would just like sit in one of our stadium classrooms all day, and just whatever classes were there, they'd just be there. And like, what a cool way to spend your day,
Exactly. Oh,
yeah,
that would be nice.
Very. Yeah.
That's
anyway.
the dream.
Shout out to those people that are doing that right now and listening to this. Probably not.
No, but I just got a mental image of the one guy that I would notice in my like history classes. It's like some old man. He was just awesome. He'd always come in again with his coffee, ready. So cute. Anyways,
yeah. So let's talk about Ben and the Kinkirks. Lucy and Kevin. Well, Kevin, it's hard to know if Kevin has invited Ben.
Yeah.
Or if Ben has just decided he's coming this week.
I'm assuming Ben decided to just show up.
Well, he didn't literally just show up. He told Kevin he's coming.
Yeah, like the
Kevin's
day before.
like prepping Lucy.
Yeah.
Right. And telling her like, yeah, he's coming and he wants to be with us and stuff. And Lucy, again, fresh off the heels of her traumatic summer and trying to deal with all that. She's not fully like on the other side of it yet, you know, is just like, no. I love your brother and I'm happy he's here and I'm happy that he wants to spend time with us, but I don't want him staying with us. Like I just know, Obviously later we realized why, which is literally just because the room he'd be taking is the nursery they had set up for the twins. And if he takes it, then it means like Lucy having to like let go of that nursery, which is traumatic and everything and totally understandable.
Yeah.
And what's even more interesting or almost cute is like Ben totally knew that. And Kevin was the one that was making a big stink about it.
Yeah.
And when Ben shows up, he's like, yeah, dude, I figured I wasn't going to stay with you guys. Like, don't trip. I'll take the garage apartment.
Yeah.
You know?
And what Lucy recommended too, the garage apartment.
Yeah. And Kevin was so like against it. He's like, no, he's here. He wants to be with family. It feels weird sticking him up there.
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about Kevin in this episode because I just don't know. Like, no. Like, what the fuck was Kevin's deal in this episode?
Yeah, he just wouldn't quit. And like lying about his birthday, trying to convince her to stay.
He was so like, what was his problem?
I don't know. It just reminded me of like the first episode, how he's trying to avoid her wrath. Poor choice of words, but like,
no, I know what you mean.
But at that point, he kept agreeing and doing things, but this time he's making an excuse to be on her good side about things, and it was just weird.
See, I don't think it's that at all. I
don't know.
think Kevin was in a weird headspace this episode where he was very like aloof, like
yeah.
Like, he goes over to Eric. Like, it's the middle of the night. Eric's camping with the boys. Samson shows up in the backyard and starts sniffing around, right?
Yeah.
He comes up and he's just like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, oh, yeah, Samson's here. Oh, are you gonna eat that burger? Oh, again. And Eric's trying to be like, dude, what the fuck, dude? And Kevin's like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever. Like, I hurt my neck. And he's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like, he's like, so fucking weird. And then they spend all night fucking looking for Happy. Happy's been over there the whole time.
Yeah.
He just strolls in the morning like, oh yeah, Happy's with us, no big deal. And Eric's like, okay, could you care more, bro? Because like, I'm in fucking pain. I haven't slept. And Kevin's like, yeah, well, can my brother come and stay here? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Kevin? Not to mention he flat out lies to Lucy about it being Ben's birthday.
I don't understand why he had to lie about
and
it.
tells Eric that he's lied to his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, what? Get your head out of the clouds, man.
I don't know what happened to him.
He's a weirdo in this episode. And like,
And he gets some.
yeah, he does.
You're like, I like it. You're like, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Because here's the thing. So, and I guess we were totally wrong about Lucy's arc this season because she decides that she's okay with undoing the nursery in this episode, which is basically her saying like, okay, I'm ready to move on and let go. Maybe not move on, but like let go.
Yeah.
Right. And she wants to just do it all. She's like, if we do this together, we can repaint, we can move everything downstairs, we can get it out, like, clean this up and get it ready for Ben like tonight. And then then they have sex and everything. And so it's really like Lucy's. This is like that one like transitionary episode between all the anger and hurt and pain she was feeling, and then like presumably the next episode of her just like having moved on or whatever. Like this is the letting go episode.
Yeah.
So, which in a way, like I'm glad for her because truly it would have been like kind of sad to see her so sad and angry for like 15 episodes or whatever. You know?
Let's be real.
And now that I think about it too, like how much more could we have handled of that? Really,
it's true.
You know what I mean? Like you kind of wears itself out as terms of story. You know?
Yeah.
So like I'm glad that she's able to throw her weight into this project, you know, as a way of like moving on and like letting go and stuff.
She does a good.
And clearly, like they had sex for the first time like in a while. You know.
Yeah.
Which then Ben walks in on, which is hilarious.
Ben, don't you fucking knock. Come on. Dumb boy. He should know better. He has brothers. Come. I mean, well, don't they have an...
Oh, do they? Oh, no, they have a sister.
Oh, yeah.
They have a middle sister.
Well, whatever. You know,
what was
privacy.
Her name? Mary Ellen or some shit?
Oh, dude, seriously. What was
We
that
met
long
her
ass
once, right?
Once. Yep. Never again. Okay. Maybe once or twice. But
No, I really just think once. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Because the show doesn't.
Yeah, really. We're never going to see her again. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Lucy, Kevin, chill. I guess.
They're okay. She even bakes a cake, even though she knows it's not Ben's birthday. Well, he bakes a cake, but doesn't matter. I mean, Kevin.
She knows it's not Ben's birthday because she's not an idiot.
Yeah, obviously.
But she goes along with it anyway.
Yeah.
Which is, again, like a really good sign for Lucy, I think.
Like it's not bothering her. She's like, all right, let's go for it.
Yeah.
We're going to have a non-birthday party or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah.
Why not?
So, okay. So Lucy has a, what? Like a guy, like one of her people that she's tending to. Or whatever. Stanley. You know how Eric used to do, right? Where like he would visit people in the hospital and shit. Like she's got one of those.
Yeah.
And has, because she's doing this project at the house all day, asks Eric to like take care of that for her.
Yeah.
Which is essentially to go visit Stanley in the hospital.
I wonder if I wonder if he's ever pulled that kind of stunt with Reverend Kirk.
Oh, Stanley?
Yeah.
I'm sure. I got the sense that this is Stanley's deal.
Yeah.
That he's one of those like, you know, gregarious, like lives in the moment, kind of like no filter kind of dudes. And so when Eric comes in, he's immediately like all over him. He's like, nice jacket, give it to me. Nice shoes, give it to me, you know, whatever. And Eric's here because in his capacity of like, oh, what can I do for you? I'm here for you. Like, you want to talk to me kind of thing. And Stanley's like, I don't need to talk to you. You're like, I don't care. Like, give me your jacket, you know, whatever.
Give me some alcohol and a smoke.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you can do for me is get me a pack of menthols. And Eric's like, well, I'm not going to do that because your heart, you know, whatever. And then the doctor comes in and the doctor knows Eric, of course, because everyone knows Eric and knows Stanley's, knows that Stanley needs to get his like tests done or whatever.
Yeah.
And asks Eric how his heart is and stuff. And, you know, that Eric hasn't seen his doctor in a minute, you know, whatever. And so the doctor's like, well, why don't we run some tests for you too, since you're here kind of thing. So they run Stanley's tests. They run Eric's tests. The doctor calls Eric into the office and Eric's asking about Stanley.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, Stanley's fine. He just comes in here every couple of weeks because he wants the attention kind of thing. But he's like, there's nothing wrong with him. He's fine. But you, on the other end, my friend, you need to go see your doctor because I can't, like, you're going to want to.
Yeah.
Basically.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's really all we get from it. We get the classic zoom in, fade out moment on Eric's face. And, you know, we don't, I'm going to guess that, because Eric tells him, he's like, okay, I'll see my doctor, but you're sitting in front of me right now. So why don't you tell me what the test showed right now? So I know, right? Like, and of course we, the audience, don't hear anything, but we get the sense that Eric now knows something about himself, which then gives, like, renews his vigor to go and yell at all the teachers and all that shit. And
and not give a fuck about anything.
Give zero fucks about shit.
Yeah.
And then when he then goes back to the Kirks to pick up the kids because he was in the hospital, so they picked up the twins from school and everything, or they were watching the twins and whatever. So when he goes back there to like pick them up, he wants all the foods. He wants to eat the steaks and the fries and the cakes and the.
She's like, it's all greasy. He goes, give it.
He's like, I'm gonna go camping again because fuck it, like life is short and like whatever, you know. And so he's all just like no holds barred, man.
Yeah,
like he's going for it.
You can see all the emotions on his face. I think he did a great job at. You could see in his mind he's thinking and feeling at the same time as he's delivering. So it's like you see like the different rays of emotion coming through this guy. So and Kevin says just as much, I think, to Lucy in bed, like angry, sad, like about Eric. They're like, I don't know what it is. And like, you don't know, we don't know.
Right. And they don't know is the real thing, because Lucy picks up on the fact that like her dad was acting weird. Yeah. You know, because he's all like, give me the cake or, you know, whatever.
And he's also kind of thinking out loud too.
Yeah. He does that thing of like, because life is short and I don't know. And, you know, like with like being vague and not really saying anything, but like saying a lot, you know, whatever. And then he does this whole speech, kind of monologue, if you will, about like birthdays and candles and stuff.
Why don't I start with the cake?
Okay, start with the cake if that's what you want.
That's what I want, and put some candles on it. You have some candles? If you don't, I'm sure we have some over at our house.
I have candles, and I was gonna put the candles on the cake, but it's not really Ben's birthday.
Yeah, but it'll be fun, and besides, it's someone's birthday somewhere, right?
Right.
Besides, birthdays are just a reminder that we can, take a day and start life all over again. Every day, we ought to get up and act as if it's our birthday. As if it's the start of something new, a new chance to live life the way we should live life.
Mm-hmm. This really resonated for me because I don't know how you feel about your birthday.
Okay.
But my birthday has always been that for me.
Yeah.
Like, people love to like do New Year's resolutions and whatever. Like for me, my year starts and ends on my birthday.
Yeah.
Like it's always like a time of like renewal for me. Like I tend to do a lot of like reorganizing or decluttering or like just like physical sort of like manifestation of change.
Yeah.
On or around my birthday, you know? And like that just really resonated. Like the idea that like it reminds us that we get to start over, you know, in albeit maybe a superficial kind of way.
Yeah, but
it's like a marker.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
That's
like
the
a
point.
milestone.
I think so. I usually like to treat my birthdays that way too. It's almost like I do a rundown of my life in a way in that day or the day before or the day after, something around a couple of days around your birthday, right? But I will say last year for my birthday, I actually just let it be.
Okay. I was literally thinking about that too. I was like, what thing did I do for my birthday last year? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I didn't think about anything. Didn't want to add what I can make better or what I can't or whatever. I didn't do that. But I mean, but the New Year's resolution thing, that kind of happened. And all it was is just focus on yourself in the way that you can, I don't know, what's the right word here? Be more mindful. That's it. That's the best way to put it. Just to be more mindful. That was my resolution. So far it's good, but I didn't do that for my birthday.
Yeah.
Which was weird because usually I do, but I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
To care.
Well, then that's the thing, right? Is like, it's that thing of like, as you get older, your birthdays are less and less significant or important or whatever. And I think that's true from like an age perspective, you know, like once you reach a certain age, like it's all the same, who cares kind of thing. But I think for me, like my birthday is just, it's this moment for me to like set my intention. For myself and for my year and whatever, you know, even if it's not necessarily like super conscious or pomp and circumstancy, you know what I mean? Like, because I used to like make a big deal about like, well, I'm going to journal and I'm going to, you know, whatever. And, you know, and I always had these grand plans of like, this is going to be the journal of when I was 30 or, you know, right. 2 days later, it's like, you know, never mind. But, like I was like literally after I watched this episode on my drive to work, I was trying to remember because like I always like to mark that midnight moment in some way, even if it's just like a silent, like to myself, like that's my birthday, you know, some way.
I'm with you.
And for whatever reason, I couldn't remember grasp onto a memory of how I marked it when I turned 31. Like, I don't know. I genuinely think I journaled that evening. And I was asleep before midnight. Like, I genuinely, if I recall, that's what I did. And it was like the first time in my life probably that I've done that, you know?
Yeah.
And that had its own sense of coolness to it, where I was like, oh, cool, you know? Like, maybe I've crossed that line where it doesn't have to be this like thing anymore, you know? I don't know. But I don't know, man. Like, I get it. Like, and whatever Eric's dealing with in this moment, clearly it's something pretty serious. We don't quite know what it is, but if it has something to do with his heart or whatever, it's not nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And so whatever he's dealing with, it's clearly making him reflective and making forcing him maybe to like take stock, you know, of his life and himself and everything. And that's kind of awesome, you know? And important.
Yeah.
We all need to do that. Like, talk about being mindful.
Yeah.
Like, so much of that has to do with taking stock of yourself and where you're at in your life and what you want or don't want or whatever, And so clearly, like, that's his headspace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I wonder how dark it's going to get, or is it not going to be dark?
I don't know.
What I mean?
I don't know. I mean, the kicker here is like Annie.
Yeah, like I'm assuming the worst case scenario, cancer.
Oh,
I'm going there.
I didn't go there.
I actually went there. I mean, what else is there?
Well, because he does say so he asks the doctor, like, don't tell me I'm going to need heart surgery again because I can't do that. And the doctor says, unfortunately, no. Which means terminal, right?
That's what it sounds
like unfortunately no.
Yeah.
Like means that surgery can't solve whatever this is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I just went straight to like his heart. Like he has like his heart's gonna die or something. Like I didn't think cancer, but now that you've said it, I'm like, yeah, dude, totally.
I mean, that's where I went naturally, but I can't. Wow.
Shit.
Interesting. Do you think that? Oh man, I wonder if. Yeah. Okay. I'm not even gonna start guessing or jumping ahead of myself.
All that
here.
kept running through my mind though is, remember like years ago I think when we like first started this podcast, there was that sound bite from Catherine Hicks from like TMZ or whatever. They were like asking her if she'd ever do a reboot, and she said, yeah, if Eric's dead.
Yeah.
Which, holy shit, like, is that where we're going with this season? Oof.
Like eventually he's. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay, we'll see, man. We've got like 19 more episodes to go. But, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I can see why the audiences might have been really sad and moved when they found out that maybe Eric Camden is going to pass away. I can now like see it.
Well, because like no matter your opinions on the show or Stephen Collins as a person or whatever, like, it's Eric. Like,
no,
he's
I know.
the patriarch of the family.
Like, I can't. Oh God, I just wonder if they're gonna have an episode like this.
Hey,
where they're gonna come.
What a way to go out! If it's the end,
Yeah,
it would be an interesting way to go out.
Yeah. Oh man. Now I just thought about. Okay, dude, we haven't seen Martin, Sandy.
Oh yeah. Non-existent in this episode. This episode is very much inside the home of the Camdens and the King Kirks.
Yeah,
like, and the school, but yeah, and the hospital. I
really forgot that they were all there. You get what I mean? Like, because it was just so
There's
heavy
so
into
much.
them.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It'll
very
be
dense.
Interesting.
It was quite a dense episode.
It was, weirdly.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot going on, but it's like heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Stanley character, he was awesome.
He's a trip. He's a legit trip.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any stray observations?
I'm trying to. I don't think so. Except Savannah's cute. The twins are the twins.
Savannah's so cute.
I'm just talking
for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Because this episode was all about the boys, right? Like, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was just Eric and the twins. For a hot minute, I was like, God damn it, we spoke too soon. Remember? Because like last episode, we were like, oh, Brenda's basically telling us that the twins are never going to matter, And I was like, God damn it, now here they are mattering. They don't.
Yeah. They're going to be homeschooled, but
they don't matter.
Yeah. But Ben, it was nice to see Ben. And I thought it was extremely sweet when you hear Ben calling Eric dad.
Yeah. That was really cute.
I was like, really? He's calling him dad? It's not really even just cute. Kevin? I was like, this is cute.
I know. Oh, I have one stray observation.
Oh.
When Ben cracks Eric's neck.
Poor guy.
Dude, this noise he makes.
I'm a trained EMT. I can do this.
So you're certified to not break my neck?
Let him do it. Go ahead.
What could it hurt?
My neck.
Well,
all right, you ready on the count of three?
The count. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Because that's what happens. Sounds like you're on a roller coaster, dude.
So funny.
Sorry.
And I love how, like, so then when the first time he does it, like what we just heard, right?
Yeah.
They cut to the outside of the house, so you're not seeing it happen. But then it's an act break, so it's like fade out, next act. But the second time it happens at the dinner table, where it's successful, they once again cut outside and then cut right back in. Like, relax. Why couldn't you just show it to us? Like, who cares? Like, it was such a weird cut of like outside, inside. Like, okay.
Like, you guys don't have a chiropractor on staff to come and be like, all right, this is what it looks like you're doing?
He doesn't even have to really do anything. He just has to like put his hands around his head and move it. Like, who cares? Add in the sound effects later. Like, who gives a fuck? The fact that they cut outside and then cut right back in like a second later
and
is
all you
so
hear
funny. And he's like moving his neck around and stuff. I wonder, okay, so that's an interesting thing too. Like, obviously the pain in the neck is a symbol, right? It's symbolism for he spends the entire episode with this pain where he's like, he can't move properly. He's got his head tilted, whatever. And at the very end, when he's like surrounded by his family and he's like talking about the birthday candles and whatever, then he finally has a moment of relief from this pain he's been carrying around. Like, I wonder, or I'm left to wonder, like, the pain in the neck is a symbol for what? Like, harboring shit that you shouldn't be harboring, letting things go.
Well,
letting it all just hang out because now you're free.
I think so. Definitely. Because even like you see those rays of emotion with Eric when he walks into Lucy's house and like saying, I'm going to eat all the burgers. Give me all the grease. I've had enough salad to last me a lifetime. And he let go of the burden of staying healthy because he's like, well,
for what?
Yeah, because he's acting like, for what?
Right.
I'm going to leave at some point, right? I'm leaving, so let me enjoy what I got. And Ben says as much too when he's going to adjust him the second time. He goes, you need to be sitting and relax.
That's right.
And I was like, he is relaxed. Like, he just doesn't give a fuck.
Right. So now he's in a position to let the pain go too.
Or but let the pain go and almost kind of like let someone else take over.
Yeah. Ooh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you see him look up into the sky with that candle in the end.
I know.
Fucking Ben.
Oh, I know. When he's in the tent by himself. Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Because we didn't even talk about that. So, like, they do the whole birthday fake dinner thing or whatever. But then that night, he's alone in his tent with a little slice of cake. And he's lighting this candle because it looks like he's, like, getting ready to, like, pray.
Yeah.
You know, and use the candle as, like, the symbol for that. And then he's going to blow out the candle and, like, release his prayers out or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
And of course it gets interrupted hilariously. But even that is, I think, like a moment for him.
The candle lights again because it doesn't go out, right? It's those candles that just don't go out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cheesy candle, but it's so sweet.
No, so then what does that mean, right? Like, that means that, like, he's going to have a continued chance to keep
maybe
renewing himself like a birthday or whatever, I guess.
I don't know. Just, I guess, keep the light on.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's what he needs to do. Just keep the light on.
Damn. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was a decent episode.
Yeah, it was. I think after talking about it with you, I think now I appreciate it more.
Yeah. Again,
because like I didn't know how it didn't sit well with me, and not because it didn't sit well because it wasn't a good episode. It just didn't sit. It
was a lot.
Yeah.
It brings up a lot. There's a lot of subtext happening in this episode, which maybe for the first time ever on this show, which then brings back to tonally season 11. This is a different show.
It is.
Like, this is unlike anything we've seen before from this show. Symbolism, fucking metaphors and shit. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
like some shit's left behind the curtain instead of everything is out.
Yes. Like, very good stuff happening in this episode.
Interesting.
In a way that is interesting. You know, like, it's not just like bullshit stuff. It's like good stuff.
So it took them really 10 seasons, huh?
Well, or more likely they were just like, fuck it. Like,
yeah, or that.
you know, let's just make the show we want to make because we don't know.
Yeah.
They brought us back for 13 episodes.
Oh, wait,
you know?
22.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Could you imagine this first half is fun and intense, like
Oof,
like
and then it
gritty?
just becomes garbage because they didn't know what to do. Well, hopefully the extended season, they were told about that somewhere in the middle of the 13. So they were maybe able to course correct as opposed to get 13 and then it's trash, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
Hopefully.
We'll
see.
Okay.
It'll remain to be seen over the next 19 episodes.
I know. Rate this puppy.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really worth my time.
Yeah.
You know?
Except Kevin just being a dodo head.
Which, you know, okay, so toxic masculinity, there's something to be said about portraying that too.
Yeah.
You know, little moments about like, oh, like, yeah, so your neck hurts. Be a man. Get over it. You
like,
know,
tough it out.
Shit like that. Like, you know, Kevin is not necessarily a paragon of good male energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You almost want to tell Kevin, I want you to get old and be in pain and then tell me where you're at.
Yeah. And I want you to maybe have more of a fucking like heart to you, you know? Like he tends to be a little like robotic sometimes. But again, I mean, we don't like that.
Yeah.
But if that's the purpose he's serving as a character, so be it. Like I can appreciate on the meta level that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Good shit, Brenda.
You'll never hear us say that again.
Like cut to next episode. That's gonna do it for us, folks. Thanks as always for listening. You can find us on social media at For Heaven's Sake Pod. You can send us an email at forheavensakeshow@gmail.com. Send in those final thoughts, questions, comments, all that stuff. Start sending them in now.
Yeah.
We are really looking forward to gathering all that stuff and putting something special together for you guys at the end of this. So, send us that stuff. You can also always just reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you don't have to write us an email. We see everything. We read every comment, every post, every tweet. It all goes through these eyeballs.
Exactly.
So we love hearing from you guys and appreciate it. And until next time, bye.
Bye.